Hi guys, it's Ken here. Just before you go into this podcast short, just to remind you that I have my new website, which is gab2.com. You can connect with other English learners around the world with audio and video chat rooms. And at the moment, there are 3 free conversation classes every week. So I'd love to have you there at these drop-in classes. So check it out, gab2, gabtoo.com. See you then. Hey everyone, it's Ken here. This is a little podcast short with myself, Teacher Ken. We've got Teacher Will and Teacher Lily. And in it, we're discussing 2 sentences. One's in the past simple and one's in the present perfect. Very, very common question with English learners, how to remember and how to use the past simple and the difference with that with the present perfect. It's really great to have 3 different teachers and one non-native to look at the grammar in English and to explain how they come to their answers to explain the differences. So I hope you enjoy it and let us know what you think. Here's one. This is a grammar one. What's the difference between he went to the market and he's gone to the market? He's went to the market and he's gone. Or sorry, he went to the market, not he's went. He went to the market and he's gone to the market. Lily, this is a grammar one. What do you think?
Okay, so he went to the market is past simple. So when do we use past simple? We use past simple when we want to say, when we talk about things that happened long ago and the story is over, it happened in the past. So he went to the market. When we say he's gone to the market, this is present perfect. So it means, so when we use present perfect, it always means that there is certain result in the present. It means he is not at home at the moment. So I would say he went to the market, and when I tell a story, something happened like a few years ago, and when I say he's gone to the market, it's probably like someone came to visit my grandmother. They knock at the door and say, okay, where is your grandmother? And I would say, okay, she's gone to the market. She's not at home now.
Right, okay. Well, what do you think?
So grammar is interesting. I love grammar. To be honest, when I first started teaching, I didn't like it. So, but it's interesting. I would explain it like this. I was like, he's gone to the market, gone. I'm sorry. He went to the market. Wait, he went to the market yesterday. He went 5 days ago. He went 10 seconds ago. Wait a minute. Went now past or future? Oh, it's past. Oh, you know what? So, hey, that's the past simple. And I use that when I'm talking about complete finished time. Halas, it's done.
Yeah.
But he's gone to the market. He's gone to the market. Well, wait a minute. He's gone to the market. Was it now? Was it yesterday? Was it 5 seconds ago? Do I know the exact time? No, I don't. Well, hey, you know what? There's a verb tense that we use in English called the present perfect. And we use that for not exact or specific time, unspecified time. I think, that's how I teach, and that's the beautiful thing of grammar. One of the things that I suggest to learners is, or at least in my opinion and my experience is oftentimes people, I remember doing this in class when I was with the Saudi businessmen that I had. I was like, 1 + 1 = total English. When you think of grammar, I want you to think about 1 + 1 = total English. And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, the 1 equals like the grammar, right? The verb tense. So you'll tell me that's the target language. You'll know like past simple, present perfect, whatever. And the other one, explain it, use it in context or situation. And at least with the people that I've studied is that most of the time they know the verb tense, but they don't know how to explain it. So the way I try to teach it is I'm like, listen, your brain, in my opinion, your brain doesn't know present perfect, future simple, past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous, but your brain knows time and concepts and explanation. So when I try to teach grammar, I try to use it in example and situation. I try to use it in situation before I explain the rule, because most of the time I think that learners know the rule, but they don't know how to explain it. And if you know a rule and you don't know how to explain it, you don't have total English, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think from my experience, I've taught in a few countries, and certainly in the Asian countries, a lot of the English teachers, the local English teachers, it's been unfortunate that they've not had any communication with native speakers to be able to, to explain something, the context of something. They know the rules because they read it in books, but they've never had to practice it. And they pass this on to the students. And it's only just now with the world kind of opening up, or closing down this year, but opening up, more and more people, they're getting access to native English speakers. I'll give you an example. When I was in Thailand, I remember this. I spoke to one of the students, and they said, "Teacher Ken, you're the first foreigner I've spoken to," and this was like a university graduate, like 23 years old, And I thought, wow, so they've not really had the interaction with native speakers in context. They've just learned the rules by the book, but not actually used it, if you know what I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think that, in my opinion, expanding on that briefly, I don't think that is exclusive just to where you were. I think that's the norm.
Yeah.
And for me as someone who, hey, listen, I happen to be born in America. My native language happens to be English. Okay, that's great. So first of all, just because I'm a native English speaker does not necessarily mean that I'm going to be an effective teacher.
Absolutely.
Because teaching is an art and it's a profession. And I often think is that, hey, you know what? People have preference. That's fine. You can prefer some from Scotland, Russia, whatever of that nature. But listen, just because, there's preference, just because somebody's a native English speaker does not make them an effective teacher. Teaching's an art. It's a profession. It's a skill. And so I think that learners need to realize that. So have your preference, like what you want, but let's not be a little biased. With that being said, I think that what happens is that with grammar, like, because someone who learned French, when I was learning French, I love Mrs. Ken for this, because before she taught the rules, she taught the sentences. So I think what was important for me is that that's how I try to remember it. Like, okay, let me be a student and let me remember French and let me teach it. Second point is that, to your point, Ken, because we grew up in native speaking countries, I knew grammar. I knew it intuitively.
Yeah.
I knew it naturally, but I never knew how to explain a rule. I never knew that. So I give credit to one of my colleagues who was born, outside of a native speaking country. And so what I did was he really knew the rules. And so for me is that when teaching grammar or vocabulary, I try to look at my philosophy as substance versus style. So yeah, the substance, whatever the target language that we're trying to teach as English teachers that's the substance. And the style, and then oftentimes the way, the manner, the examples that you use it. But for me, again, it's not just exclusive where you are. So many people know rules, but they don't know how to explain it.
Exactly. I actually put something on my Instagram, get in, get out, get on, get off. And I just said, get in, get out, we use for private transport, and get on, get off, we use for public transport. And I got a comment from someone saying, I've been speaking English for 36 years, and this is the first time I've really thought about this. We don't, and we just know it intuitively. We don't really,
True.
Don't really know the rules for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew the grammar rules until. So shout out to my colleague if you listen. I never knew the rules.
Absolutely. I think one thing as well, I'm rambling on here. When I was learning Spanish, I got to a certain point and then I couldn't get any further. And then I read a book about the perfect tense. And this actually made everything so clear to me, in English. I didn't know the perfect tense in English. And once I knew my own language, the other language became a lot easier to understand,
True.